Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we're getting ready to start wave 2. And I do have it in front of us here. And it's probably just as good to do this as it is the other little trick. I've been doing the other little trick just because it's new. But we're going to roll the event die. There's 0 source on the income phase. There's 0 the whole first scenario. An attack upgrade is going to go to the bottom of an air spire of our choice. And then we're going to have to set them up like this, and we get 7 CP and an architect. I'm going to do that attack spire right now. It doesn't change anything. And I always upgrade this last guy. And my recommendation to all of you is he has no range. So he can only hit adjacent to him, and you can hit him with range units and whittle him down. That's the idea. So that's why I upgrade the crap out of him, as long as it's not a range upgrade. If you do that, then you're in trouble. If I had a range upgrade, I'd upgrade to somebody who only has 1 attack. Okay, so let's roll the event die. So event die, where's the die? Here we go. It's a 4. So this one is a crappy event. The 4 is a fortification upgrade to 2 air spires of our choice. That's what I mean by crappy. So we're putting more fortifications on, and this scenario is becoming extremely hard now. So I'm going to do this one. Not a fan so far of this. So okay, what do we do next? We did our event, now we do income. We gain source, of which there's none. And then we do market phase. I would really like to buy that particular tower. I have 7 CP, or 7 source right now. So let's figure out, because I want to get some drilling towers in, right? Those cost 4 to build. And then the fortress upgrade is 3. So that's 7. So I'm not going to buy it yet. I'm going to spend this 4 to get a dispatch. Well, no. Is it a dispatch? Oh, my apologies. It's a drilling outpost. Only costs 3. And I have 7. So I can actually build 2 of these if I wanted. And I would not have enough to do the upgrade to our fortress, but this is just as good. The upgrade to our fortress costs... The upgrade to our fortress costs 3 as well. And it gives us +3. These guys give us mining and mining. We gain 6 source. So it'd be just as good. Because we're spending 3 and we're basically getting 3. And we would have to, at the end of the wave, we could return it to get 6 source. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build 2 mining drills. And the good news with these is you don't even have to build them on the... So like we can put a mining drill here and a mining drill there. Okay, so that's going to cost us 6. Oh, you know what? I show that we have 8. Do we have 8? We got 5 from the thorax, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we actually have 8. So if we spend 6, that leaves us with 2. So I am going to buy that tower. So I'm going to buy that tower from the market. So the tower I'm going to buy is this guy. So you can see I have this air defense tower, and it costs us 2, which is that right there. And I'm going to get 1 attack and 2 range. And I'm going to build that air defense tower right here on this source that we just built. So 1 attack and 2 range is really good. Now he's maxed out. He doesn't have any pips. So once he takes damage, he can't ever get built back up. But 1 attack and 2 range. Here, we'll let him go 1, 2, 3, all the way down to there. Heck, he's almost good enough to hit this. Well, hold on a second. That is actually one of our strategies, is we build a siege tower. And you can see here he has 2 range, and you can give him a 3rd range, and he'll, and an attack, right? 2, 3. Can't do that. This guy only has 4 pips. That's if he's upgraded. He only has 3 pips. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. This guy has 4 pips. So if I have 2 range on him, I can add 1 attack. That would max him out. But he can take out other towers or other spires, which is the important part. So not good enough to have him there. So this is the perfect spot for him. And like I said, they come with an air unit at the end of the game. So you need that guy that has air defense. Because air defense, it can attack units with the talent flying. Otherwise you can't. Okay. All right, let's keep going. I think all of our build actions are done. We're going to get a nice 6 source at the end of this round. We still have the upgrade in the fortress we can build that gives us 3 source as well, but we didn't do that yet. All right, now we go to the prep phase. Our mark stays the same, and we get our CP. So let's do the enemies first before we make our decisions. So here you can see they're getting a Harrier, Joust, Harrier, all in one group. The Joust is not upgraded. So it's Harrier again. It'll be 2 health for the Harrier. And then we just need to find the Joust and put him on his non-upgraded side. And he is the 3rd one out of the 4 in the stack. And they go there. Okay. And we can zoom in a little on that. And now for us, we have 7 CP and an Architect. So our units are, what's interesting is this thing actually gets wonky whenever I put it under here. They look like they're invisible. So our units, that's the best way to look at them, probably like that. Forget about these two, because those are our heroes. But as you can see here, we're going to get an Architect, no matter what. So that Architect lets us build or upgrade a tower. That's one of his abilities. It's before or after his movement, he may construct a dispatch platform on an adjacent source well. Promote an adjacent dispatch platform to a siege tower, keeping existing upgrades, or add an upgrade to an adjacent spire. This has no cost and is addition to your 2 limited build options. So that's the part that's awesome, is you can build a tower or promote a tower for no cost. And he is a promoted Architect. So that means he's going to have 2, he gets to do basically 2 actions. So what I want to do is I want to build so we made a mistake. So see this here? There's supposed to be something here. And let me roll a die to figure out which one it's going to be. One, two, three, 4. It's going to be one of these. All right. And then if you remember, our hero was here. We could have exposed that last round. So that's really awful that we didn't do that. What I want to do is I want to build my tower on this one right there. And I want the Architect to do that. The problem is the Architect's got to go all the way around to be able to get there. I just don't see it happening. So we could have him build a tower here, like a dispatch tower, which isn't the end of the world, but a dispatch tower, what did I do? See, a dispatch tower is, I mean, it's nice that he can build one for free, but it only has 1 range, and it can't destroy, it can't attack other other spires. So it's good against enemies. And then let's say we do flip it over to a siege tower. It has better range, but it's not going to be able to do much for us there. One, two. I mean, it really could take out one of their spires for us, though. So that part is all right. I guess that's okay. So let's see what we can do here. All right. So we have the architect, and then we have 7 CP. One of my temptations is to just get this guy, because for 7 CP, he's unruly, so he won't be able to always move, but he has enough health points that he can get to that big tower and just do some serious damage to it. And he's got assault, which means that he can really take it down. The problem is if he's the only guy on the board, the wave ends. So that's one option, right? The other option is to get the Source Siege, which we do like. And the Source Siege has 3 range. So it can really do damage to other towers. The problem is it only does 1 attack. So it won't hit the fortifications until it's flipped over to its upgraded side. And we need to upgrade our fortress to be able to do the upgraded side. And as you can see, he costs 6 to purchase. So the other options we have is we can do yet another architect, right? For 4. We can do this armored guy for 4. So he's just as good as a Battleborn, which was this guy. They're basically the same thing, except he has armor. That's really the difference. So he costs 4, and then a dispatch costs 3. So again, we can use that dispatch with 2 range to try to damage things. The problem, once again, is that the dispatch is it's going to just get decimated by that tower before we even get there. That tower is just so powerful. That's why I think that maybe the Forsaken can get there. But the problem is the Forsaken could get in range of the tower. The tower won't kill it, which we know it won't be able to do. But then what ends up happening is we roll the die, and then this guy can't move or can't attack. And so he's literally just standing next to the tower getting pummeled until he dies. This guy is such a anger-inducing one to have. You know, in the past, I've always done a dispatch and an Aegis. I've never cared for them. The Battleborn, actually the Battleborn only had 1 attack. I did that wrong. I had him on his upgraded side, so he was even weaker. So that first wave, we wouldn't even have been able to do anything with him. So this guy can take out that tower. He just only has 3 hit points. That's the problem. Oh, what a web we weave when we stink. That guy only has 1 attack. So what do we do? Do we do the Forsaken or we do the 2 guys? You know what? I'm going to get a Forsaken. Let's give it a go. A Forsaken and an Architect. And I'm going to have them ungrouped. So the Architect is going to have 4 health. And the Forsaken's going to have 2. And I'm going to put the Forsaken on top. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Sorry, this is like the most excruciating part of the game, is figuring out what we want to do. Okay, this time they go first. So we come down here, and the Harrier moves 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're declaring a thumb war. And then we get to move. And so I'm going to have my hero stay out of the range of their tower and move here. And then, of course, this guy, we have to roll a die. I'm moving around and doing things on the map, and you can't even see me. My apologies. So I set these guys up like so. I moved my hero to here, and the Harrier, of course, moved to there. So my apologies. See, I get myself some new toys, and then all hell breaks loose. Okay, so we have to roll the unruly die. So I'm trying to find that. Yep, it's this one. And we rolled that, which means he can't move. So, so he's prohibited from moving. So he doesn't do anything. And now that's an interesting question. If they're ungrouped and they're stacked on top of each other, does that mean that since he can't move, he's blocking everybody else? I'm going to assume no, which hurts badly. So the Architect is going to come out and go 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to explore this, and we realize we have a Cibissa, which is another one of those toxic secretion. He's got 4 health. So we're going to attack with the Architect and do 2 damage to him. So I'm just going to put 2 damage or 2 health out. Then we're going to attack with Cram and kill him. So we do defeat him, and we get 4 source for that, which is finger licking good. All right. Now, I got to look up the builder trait. Says before or after their movement. So their movement was already done. So that's the part that screwed up. I was hoping to delay the Architect by 1 turn. If the Forsaken would have just moved a little bit in front of him, I would have delayed him, and then I would have built the tower later. But now, well, actually, before he even does that attack, I missed a step. He's in range of this tower, so we gotta get pummeled first, which is even worse. So let's find out what happens to our Architect. And it's a 2. So what I need to do is maybe put it like that. So that way you can see more of it. And maybe even move it over. So that way when I roll, yeah, that works a lot better. Okay, anyways. He did 2 damage to the Architect, the Spire did. So we take our 2 damage, and he's in trouble. All right, so we go to their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. He makes it to there. And now it's our turn, and we're going to do movement. So I'm going to move heroes first. So I'm going to go 1, 2 through the woods. Okay. Before he moves now, because the minions now have to move, before he moves, he's going to flip over to his other side. I don't know if that means he goes back up to 4 health or not. That's actually an interesting concept. Because when they get promoted, they do. So once he flips, I don't know. But we're going to get that tower built. The problem is it's not a siege tower yet. It's just a dispatch platform. But we're going to go ahead and get that built before he dies. And so that's there. It does have a range of 1. And it just says flip it to its basic side. Now, we do have build options that we can do. So if I remember correctly, the build options are this costs 1, and then this will cost 2, and then the next one would cost 3. But the fortification upgrades just cost 2 source. Yep, that is the case. Yep. Okay. All right, so we did movement, and now I got to roll for our Forsaken. Oh, it's not focusing. Oh, it's not focusing because it's blank. Oh, I'm such a goober. All right, so it's blank, which means that he's got full reign to move. So the Forsaken will move 2 spaces like so. All right, then the Architect, like we said, has to move. He can't stop, so he's going to move 2 to here and just get destroyed. He's in range of multiple things. This guy actually is in range of us over here. And I was also told another mistake I was making is I was using Armored to reduce these, and Spires, when Spires fire, that is not an attack. At least that was the opinion of the person. I don't necessarily agree with that. But I do agree, though, that it impacts retaliation, because retaliation is not an attack. So retaliation would be able to get by, I don't know. To me, retaliation is also an attack. Like, the whole thing seems silly. It says when the unit is attacked, reduce the damage dealt by 1. I think that should apply for retaliation. It should apply for Spires, because they're all attacks. They're using the attack stat. Somebody, though, did post, and they made a passionate argument that I was doing that wrong. I would like to hear some opinions on that one, because that one definitely, I don't know, that definitely created some conundrums for me. So I'm looking under key terms and glossary. It says the attack stat, the amount of damage dealt when attacking or retaliating. Attack, a stage of the onslaught phase. When a unit attacks, when a Spire attacks, it deals damage equals to, yeah, those are all attack, and it's under the attack, okay. So here's the deal, folks. I'm going to assume that Armored works against retaliate, Spire's attack, and regular attack. Why would it not? So anyways, let's, because they're all attack stats. Now, I will agree that it doesn't work when, that little acid from those things affected us. But, so I want to do the exploration. This is a bounty hunter that has fair fight. Let's look at what fair fight is. The attack stat is equal to the unit is attacking or retaliating against. And I also realized I forgot to level up from the last time. Okay. So this guy gets 4 health. His attack stat is equal to the unit he's attacking or retaliating against. So if I attack him, I'm only going to do 3 damage to him. And that won't kill him. And then he'll do 3 damage to me, and I won't be happy. So he won't retaliate against the tower, because that doesn't happen. So the tower would do 1 die roll against him. Yeah, I'm going to just not attack this turn. I'm going to wait. So now we got the interesting situation where does this guy attack me and attack him? Right? When do those things attack? Landmarks. Oh, they don't move or attack, but they retaliate. And they're considered opposing units to every faction. Okay. All right. That makes the sense. Okay. So we're finished with our movement. Before I go to my attack phase, we got to deal damage. So this particular tower always goes after us. He has the potential, if he rolls a 2, to damage our hero. So we're going to do that. And he does 1 damage, and we block it with armor. So, so that tower, or that spire, does no damage. This spire, 1, 2, 3, can damage him, and so can this one. And nothing else is in their range. The architect's as good as dead. So we're going to roll the big tower that rolls 2 dice. And there it is, 2 damage. And he's done. So the architect is dead, and we didn't get to use him as much as I was hoping to. So that was unfortunate. Excuse me. I think that ends our turn. So now it's their turn. So this thing is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And then now our towers get to attack. And we have to pick like what we're going to do. So this little fair fight guy, I want to get him out of the way. So I'm going to have this tower attack fair fight. And so that means we're going to be rolling 1 die against the fair fight, see what happens. And you can see I did 2 damage to him. So that means my hero will be able to kill him and level up. Okay, so that's done. This particular tower over here has enough range to attack, and he rolls 1 die as well. And we did 1 damage. And I forgot to move the dice tower out of the way. So my apologies, you're not seeing anything that I'm doing. And what else is in the way? This is in the way. Okay, sorry. All right, so what happened was this tower did 1 damage to him. That tower did 2 damage to the neutral, and turn is over. This guy doesn't have a range attack, so nothing else happens. All right, so now it's our turn, and we get to do movement. So I think what I'm going to do is the hero's going to stay put. Yeah, hero's going to stay put. And yeah, let's roll for our unruly. Oh, we can't move. Okay, so that means we can't move. So the well, the good news with the Forsaken is he can't move while he's out of range. And by the way, he's got way more than 2 health. 2, 4, 6. This guy's got 7 health. So he's right out of the range of this particular tower that's right here. So that's really good. So if there's ever a time that he's not going to move, now's it. Okay, so he's not going to move. That means their towers can only hit me here, and that's just this one. This one that has 1 attack. And I'm just going to roll it normally. And I know it came off the screen, but I rolled a 1. Okay, so that means no damage. And what we're going to do then is attack. My hero is going to attack this guy and wallop him. And that gives us 3 more CP, so we're up to 7. And I'm going to take 1 more upgrade. And now I'm up to 4 attack. So I'm fully upgraded. My hero can't upgrade anymore. That's what I wanted. And then I also have a spot here to build another tower or spire. That's also what I really wanted. Okay, so our turn is over. So now it's their turn. So they're going to try to move 4 and they can't. So this guy is going to move 1 and he has to stop. Okay, so the problem is he has quick strike, which means he's going to attack before the towers attack. And so we got to figure out what that means. Quick strike. So let's. It's not yeah, I understand what the quick strike is. It's the priority. So just give me a second. I know what I'm looking for here. I'm just bamboozling the language. So what I'm looking for here is the unit attack priority. So Fortress Gate, opposing hero, so it can't defeat anything. So we're moving past. Can it damage a hero? It wants to damage a spire first before it damages anything else. And that's the part that hurts. Hurts a lot, in fact. Because what's happening here is he wants to damage a spire, so he's going to damage that one. He does 2 damage, which doesn't matter. They only kill one thing, but he took range off of this guy. So that's what ended up happening there. And now we get to attack with our spires. So this spire does 1 damage to him and kills him. So we get 1 CP for that. So we are up to 8. And then this one over here, well actually, we got to roll a die. My apologies. So I rolled a 1. And you know what I need to do? I need to take my dice tower and line it with that green. So you, so it's got the green screen effect. Okay, we did do what I just said. All right, so the new guy's there, and he's got 2 health. So now we're going to attack with this tower with 1 die. And you can see I did 1 damage. So, so this guy takes 1 damage, and he's sitting like so. So now it's time for him to attack. So that Harrier is not the same Harrier that did the quick strike. So now during the attack phase, this one gets to attack. That's where they're so deadly. And like I said, he's going to try to defeat something first if he can. And he is going to defeat our tower that we just built for free. So that tower didn't last worth a darn. That was unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, that's it. All right, so now it's our turn, and we get to move. So let me roll. So this one you can see we're not able to attack with our Forsaken, but he can move. Well, the Forsaken can't move because that Harrier is blocking us, and I'm going to move my hero to... Oh, this is an interesting conundrum. There's a part of me that wants to move my hero the other way. Yeah, I'm going to move my hero to here to take on this guy. So he's going to get attacked by both of these towers. But that's what I'm going to do. And our Forsaken can't attack, but it can move. But it can't move anywhere because he's in the way. So nothing's going to happen there. All right, so we're going to stop. And the towers attack. This guy has no range to anybody. Yeah, he gets there. This one and this one can both hit me here. I don't think there's any crazy line of sight thing, is there? Where this one's in the way? Gosh, why can't I remember anything in this game? Let me check. I think the only line of sight issue is if that was a blank. But let me make sure. So line of sight. And of course that's not in the appendix. Gosh darn it. Here we go, spire range. It doesn't say anything at all about how other spires block spires. It just says that if there was an empty space on the board, an air space, that blocks their range. Okay, and we do have 2 build actions we can do. What I was going to do is on our turn, I was going to upgrade that tower that was getting destroyed and restore it back to what it was. The siege towers we're not able to build on our own because we don't have the upgrade built in our fortress yet. We could build a dispatch platform. That would cost us 4, and that's just so expensive. So what I'm going to do is hope that I can get an architect out again. So like I said, it's our turn. We can't attack. The 2 towers are going to attack us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll 2 dice because it doesn't matter which tower is which. They're each rolling 1 die. So we're just going to roll 2 dice here, and I rolled a 1 and a 1. So our armor blocks both, which is good. And then we're going to, with our hero, I'm going to cut this one off at the knees so its range is reduced by 1. And that's my plan. Is I want to start taking out some of this tower while I'm there, and the Forsaken wasn't able to do anything, so now it's their turn. The Harrier can't move because we're in the way. It has Quick Strike, so it's going to attack the Forsaken before the towers get to attack. So it does 2 damage to the Forsaken, and that hurts. But the Forsaken does 4 attack. So it's going to kill this guy outright, and you can see here we're going to get another CP, or not, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong terminology. We're going to get another source. So we're now up to 9 source. Okay, and then now our tower gets to attack him. And I rolled a 1. Okay, so this new guy has 3 health, so we just did 1 damage to him. Now the new guy gets to attack, and he does 2 damage to our Forsaken. And then the Forsaken is going to do 2 damage back and kill this one, and we get 2. So we're now up to 11 source. And we are limited to 20 source. So this last guy is going to have 2 health. All right, so we get to our last round, and let's roll the unruly die. Our Forsaken is going to be able to do whatever it wants. So that means our Forsaken is going to be able to kill that Harrier. So I'm not going to worry about that with my hero. My hero is going to stay where he's at, and the Forsaken is going to stay where he's at. So now what we can do here is we can build a tower. Like I said, we can't build the siege tower until we build a smelter. And that's our issue. I want to build one, but I can't. And all of our fortress advancements can't be done right now. All we can do is upgrade towers that already exist or build a new tower. And the new tower, of course, the only one we can build, you know what, we can't build, the only one we can build is a dispatch tower, which would be right next to that Harrier, and the Harrier would just turn around and damage him, unless I put a fortification upgrade on him. So I'm going to leave it be. And so we're going to roll the 2 dice, because these 2 spires are attacking that hero. And then we're going to attack this. Well, the Forsaken is just going to kill this guy outright. So we just get 1 CP for that. And the wave is going to end. because the only people on the board now are the Forsaken and the Hero, and that ends the wave. But I do get to attack with my Hero first. And so we're going to roll the 2 dice. And you can see one of them did damage to me. This one did not. So the Hero does take 1 damage. I'm just going to put that there to show he took 1 damage. And we're going to knock him down another notch. Okay, so wave ends. And there's nothing much I can do about that. I'm checking to see what my recording time is, and I'm at 41 minutes. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this and start it up in a few seconds. We'll start wave 3.